Now, if you haven't been around the 20th anniversary, you don't have the detective title, and this is a must if you're trying to get the Felcycle. Now, there is an alternative way to get this, and you need 11 crates scattered throughout Azeroth, and it's a really tedious matter to do. So let's get to it. The coordinates for everything is in the description, and you can always find the exact coordinates under the minimap. You can find the first crate in Tanaris underwater. In this structure, you gotta go up the elevator if you had no idea, and it's right behind this bed on the left. The second one is in Ahenkraj. It's the big raid from the classic, but you don't need to go into the raid. You just gotta come to this cave at the south part of the map and enter it. And this certain crate requires you to have a dog. Like, you need a battle pet that is a dog. Probably any of the dogs work, but I got the corgi one, and there's a lot more that are dogs. Anything that generally looks like a dog should work. When you reach the dragon at the bottom of the cave, just jump down and try to summon the dog only when you're at this level of the cave. Then you just wait for the dog to sniff around and give you a few bones. Loading the bones should give you the item that you need. And now we're heading to Stormheim in the Legion expansion. You gotta just bury the bones somewhere and get the next crate. The location is in the description again. The next one is in Zuldazar, and it's underwater. If you're Alliance, you probably need to do the campaign to have access to Zuldazar, and you just gotta come to this location and take a dive and go underwater. You need a certain, well, kinda a drink. It's called the Clam Digger for Gerald here, and you can buy that drink from Nikto right under here in the dive bar. You can buy the Clam Digger and go interact with Gerald. It will give you the next crate.
Come back with some better stories.
For the next one, we need a note that you can find in Thousand Needles. It's inside a cave that was originally in the Shimmering Flats where you did the Slitted questline. And it's to the right part of the cave, and you don't need to worry about the breath. You can really take it slow, go there, pick it up and come back to surface. It's behind a certain structure inside the cave, and it's really small, so pay attention to the screen and go just there. Pick it up and then you're done. With this certain note, we're going to Ishuna. Now, there is a certain roaming vendor that roams in this road, and it will sell you a lot of things that you need for the Felcycle, but currently we're only focusing on the crate. When you have the note, it will sell you the next crate for 500 gold, and while you're at it, get the Dog Saron custom and fell binding scroll. You're gonna need those for the Felcycle if you don't have it already, or just memorize the location. You'll be coming back here for the Felcycle.
May the stars guide you.
We'll be doing the next two crates together. First, you gotta come to Ashen Vale and drink a certain potion. It's right above this mountain, and yeah, I didn't land on that. You drink this potion, and then you can see the crate that is in Feralis. It's really close to the Dire Maw. You don't need to go inside the instance, you can loot it outside. Just make sure that you fly with your mount. Do not take any other mount. Just go there, because there's been a few bugs where the buff just disappears and you cannot loot the crate. The next one is in Desolus. It's in the Kodo graveyard, and if you have the buff still on you, you can easily loot the next crate. If you don't, however, there are two ways to loot this. You can either use the Fellbinding scroll and die and come loot it, or you can fly high above and jump down just to die again and loot it. But if you are doing this in order and have the potion, you should have no problem looting the crate. Before that, in the 20th anniversary event, this Kodo Graveyard crate was available to us a few weeks before the Dire Maul one, so you had to die for it. You just had to come here in ghost form and loot it. If you have already looted the Dire Maul or lost the buff for the crate, just die any way that you can die. You can then loot it in ghost form. For the next one, we're going to Maldraxxus in the Shadowland expansion, and if you haven't done the Shadowlands campaign, you might need a few quests or campaigns to unlock Maldraxxus first. You don't need to be a part of the Necrolord's Covenant, you can really loot it in any Covenant. Just take the flight path to the one next to the Seat of Promise. It's not inside the Covenant Sanctum, it's high above. You just go there, and it's a simple crate sitting in the right side of the structure, and you can loot it. For the next one, we're coming to Deadwind Pass. It's where Karazhan is and where Rat's Revenge is located, and you need to go inside the catacombs. Now, when you're inside the catacombs, you want to go down to the Forgotten Crypt, and there's this right wall right here that will take you to a lower level of the catacombs. You want to go there. At the end of the hallway, you want to take a turn left and reach the lowest level. When you have reached this big empty space, you want to go straight forward and through the water to reach the farthest end of the crypt. Coming out of the water, the crate should be sitting underground right there. You can go load it and Hearthstone out of here. The next one's gonna be in a structure in Nagrand Outland. Now this is from the TBC expansion, not the Warlords of Draenor. You just go right inside this crystal cave and you need to reach the end of it to a certain structure. Then the crate is sitting right at the middle of the Dran, I think. I don't know what the Draenei call these structures, so it's right at the middle. I think it's a ship, probably. Next one is in Mount Hyjal. It's in Kalimdor. It's part of a Cataclysm expansion, and all you gotta do is just come to this location and you can pick it up. And now for the last crate, we're coming to the Howling Fjord. It's in Northrend, the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, and it's right outside a cave behind a few rocks. And that should be it. That should be the 11th crate that you need for the detective title. And you can just go back to Alex, right in Dornogold, turn in all of the crates, get the detective title, and start your scavenger hunt. The secret hunt, not sure what to call it, for the Felcycle.